So how often have you found yourself watching the Tour de France in the summer, wishing you could be there, be on the side of the road cheering as the cyclists go past, watching this spectacle happen in front of your eyes? Well, if you're anything like me, probably every year. And up until now, I've never really been able to take the time off in July to go and see the Tour. But luckily, this year, I can. So a friend and I are going to go over mid-July to see if we can actually catch a few of the mountain stages. So going over to the Tour does take quite a lot of thinking about, in the form of logistics of going on the Channel Tunnel if you're English, or the ferries, driving down to the Alps maybe, renting accommodation in good locations, and generally takes a little bit of planning. So if you want to get the lowdown on how to watch the Tour and the logistics of doing it, make sure you like and subscribe so you see the other videos coming up in the future to show exactly what happens when you go and watch the Tour de France.
Okay, so the first thing to do if you want to go and visit the Tour de France is probably come and visit the Tour de France webpage, which is here. And as you can see, it's got all the information about the upcoming race. The bit we want to be looking at really is the route. So the key thing to do is decide which days you want to go on. We've decided to try to go to the mountains in the Alps, and that's going to be from stage 13 to 14 and 15. So those three stages are the ones we're going to focus on. So it's a long old way. We've got to drive from near Bournemouth all the way over to the Channel Tunnel. That's about a 3-hour drive, and then down from Calais to the Alps. That's about another 8 hours driving. So a long old day. But what you need to do first of all really is be looking at these stages to plan your trip. And if you click on one of those stages and scroll down, you can see the stage profile. We're aiming to watch the Tour on each of the final sort of climbs of the day, hopefully somewhere midway or towards the top of the climb, depending on how much time we have and how steep it is. So to do that, you need to, on this map here, go to time schedule and see when they're going to appear on that hill, hopefully on that mountain. So looking off, they're starting at 1:45 in the afternoon. They won't be getting to that final climb till gone 5 o'clock, or finishing at 5 o'clock. They'll probably be down the bottom at 1:45. So fastest time is going to be about 3:45. The caravan gets in, as in all the traffic that goes with the Tour and the advanced sort of party that follows the Tour or precedes the Tour as it goes around the country. They're going to be getting there about 3 o'clock. So we need to make sure we're there before 3, probably about 2 o'clock. So what we aim to do is arrive at that foot of that climb here, probably about 1 o'clock, take an hour or so to get up as far as we can. Then the roads will be closed and we'll have to watch from however far we've got on that climb. Okay, so that's the plan. Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. We just have to wait and see whether our planning actually works and when the roads are closed. Normally they're closed a couple of hours or an hour before the Tour actually gets there. So if we arrive at about 12, we should end up with some time available to go up to this part of the climb. Okay, so for following days, we'll be doing the same thing. Going to the route, looking at stage 14. Stage 14 isn't a mountaintop finish, but it does finish, or mainly the probably race will be up the Col de Jouplan here, down into Morzine, and we are hopefully again going to be, we're actually staying in Samoëns. So hopefully on that day, on the Saturday, we'll be able to just literally come out of our apartment we've rented on Airbnb and cycle up this climb here as far as we can get before the roads are closed, and pitch our spot somewhere on the climb ready to see the riders come over. Again, that time schedule, it's all about the same sort of time you're looking at, late afternoon. Yeah, so the Col du Plan at the top, they're expecting them to be there at around 5 o'clock. Caravan again, 3:30. So if we set off at maybe midday, 1 o'clock, we should be at least up to a good point by the time the caravan starts coming through. And there's obviously it's quite a long wait until the riders actually come through, and it'd be interesting to see exactly what happens during the day and what there is to actually keep you occupied while you're waiting. Hopefully they'll be sooner rather than later time. There's another half an hour. And what it's like coming off the mountain, I've got no idea. It'll be interesting. Again, I'll try to video that so we get an idea of what it's like coming down the mountain after the tour has passed. So another thing to think about is where you're going to stay. And down in the Alps here, so you can see how far it is from Calais to come down to the Alps, we decided to stay, well, we were looking generally around the area where the climbs are. One day there is a climb the other side of Annecy, which is over here somewhere, but for 2 days there are climbs in and around Samouennes. One climb on the Saturday is actually coming into Samouennes and going up to Morzine, and another day it's coming through, or they start off around here, they come through Cluses and then work their way in a roundabout way down to here, Saint-Gervais-les-Bains, and then there's a climb somewhere around here, which is where we're hoping to drive from Samouennes down to there on the Sunday to see this final stage in the Alps. So Samouennes, I mean, there's lots of places around this area we could have stayed in, but for 2 of us staying, we looked on Airbnb, and this is the area around there. There's quite a few places to choose from, depending what your budget is. Obviously Samouennes is like a ski area, which means it's going to be a little bit higher up. It's not on the main roads, you're going to have to go up some mountain roads to get to it, but the fact that one day we won't have to drive at all, we'll just be literally at the base of the climb, was a really good idea. And the other days it's not too long. The first day maybe is a fairly long drive, but whichever way you do it, you're going to have a bit of a drive to see all 3 days in the mountains. And in the end we chose an apartment in Samouennes, so hopefully it's going to prove to be a good place to be based. So we decided to choose this apartment. Looks quite nice, some sofa beds and a couple of beds, so quite a bit of space, which is quite good for both of us, and we'll be able to put our bikes in here, and it's probably got everything we need. And you're within like the village, so you can just walk down to the village hopefully for shops and things like that. So that's where we're staying, Samouennes, in a ski chalet. So the planning's done. All we have to do is do it as best we can and be flexible, I guess. So keep watching, subscribe for further videos, click that bell icon so you're notified when the next Tour de France video comes out. Until then, wish us luck.